So I've got a little bit of bad news for Disney and a lot of these corporations that are going down a very, very bad path that I want to get into. But check this out. This is from Bounding into Comics. 2 days after CEO Bob Chapek touted his optimism about the company, Disney announced its closure of 60 stores. Now, this isn't too crazy. So if you didn't know that these exist, there's actually in some malls, Disney stores where they sell obviously a bunch of Disney merchandise. They have, Toy Story stuff in there, Mickey Minnie, Star Wars, Marvel stuff. It's basically all of their brands under one roof. You can go in there and find just about anything Disney. So a lot of that's closing. They're shifting to more online-focused merchandise, which kind of makes sense because, let's face it, even before everything that's been going on for the past year and a half or however long we've been stuck in this stuff, more people were shifting to online shopping anyway. It's not that good for me. I don't like to shop online. I like going. It's like a reason to get out of the house and go do something, But it is what it is, and they're shifting that way, though it's kind of strange that they're shutting down like 60 stores right now. That's like, according to Bounding into Comics, like 20% of all their stores, which isn't significant, but I would expect that to increase. Like, I guarantee you they're going to probably shut down around half within the next 2 years, maybe more. They'll keep probably the popular ones, but that's it. But that's not the main focus of what's going on here. I want to show you this. So this is from the Daily Wire. Exclusive poll. Majority of Americans less likely to support Disney over woke politics and firing of Gina Carano. Now, this is interesting. Okay? And I want to talk about this poll a little bit because there's a lot to break down in this. And I think that it should be, it's shocking to me. You have to wonder if these companies that are doing all of this woke praising and woke endorsing and endorsing cancel culture and stuff, if they're doing any kind of marketing to see what actual people want, because most people don't want woke politics into their stuff and from their companies. They don't want statements from Oreo or Doritos on political views. It turns people off. It really does. But anyway, let's get into this. So, corporate America's lunge into wokeness and cancel culture might hit a bump in the road given public reaction to Disney's recent actions. Pollster Neil Newhouse of Public Opinion Strategies concluded assessing data from a recent survey conducted February 26th to March 3rd. And they found that, notably, the majority of people overwhelmingly thought that the firing of Carano was unjustified. But there's more in here to talk about. When first asked, Americans were found to oppose Disney's decision to fire her, including Americans across all age groups, genders, and ethnicities. And here's the thing. So even Democrats were opposed to it by 40%. But I wanted to get into this too down here. So honing in on Carano, the polling data found that more than 70% of Americans believe the actress should not have been fired, assessing social media posts for themselves. So this is after they read what she'd actually said. And like most people, they thought, okay, even if they didn't like it, they thought it was poorly worded, but they understand what she was saying. Let me show you this. So 70% of Americans believe she should not have been fired. Right? Now look at this. After reviewing the post, 28% says Disney was right to fire Carano. 39% it was just poorly worded, but she did not deserve to get fired. 34% found nothing wrong. 28% thought it was right to fire her. Okay, now this goes with Twitter, right? The most people on Twitter that are pushing all this cancel culture stuff, it's a small portion of Twitter. So basically, what Disney and a lot of these companies are doing now is they're ignoring 70% of Americans who don't think that it's a big deal, and 28% that thought she should be fired. That's who they're worried about. So Disney and other companies are basically more worried about 28% than 70%. I thought that was very interesting because these are the people that Disney catered to. This 28% that said that Disney was right to fire Carano versus 70%. And to me, that's pretty shocking. So you've got 70% of people that are irritated by you. And what was really telling to me was this. Notably, 61% of those with a less favorable impression of Disney identified the firing of Carano and other cancel culture actions the company has taken recently. Some of the comments from the participants included the following. If you look here, they talked about how, they're yielding to woke activism. They are now developing a full-blown cancel culture, and so on and so on. Now, I don't want to go over all of this, but basically what they're finding here is that people are so turned off by all of this political stuff and all this cancel culture endorsement and all of this woke nonsense that they're basically like being turned off to these companies, and they're less likely to support them, which I thought was interesting, because you would think that there's something going on with all the, okay, well, there must be money in all this woke stuff if all these companies are doing it and they're not supporting it. Okay, so like, it's interesting to me that these companies, they have to have similar data. Like, it's not just the Daily Wire looking at this stuff. These companies have to be reviewing this, or they should fire their marketing teams. They have to have the same data. So why are they doing this, right? It's very, very interesting that these companies are basically saying, we don't care about the money, we care about the message, which is the opposite of how a company should run. But this is what they've all been doing, and it's even crazier if you consider that, like, even in this article right here, they talk about how Disney, towards the end, is actually down like 5% of Disney's media and entertainment distribution saw a 5% decline in revenue. And then I think somewhere in here, right here, it says, in Disney's latest earnings report, they revealed the company's revenues shrank over 22% from the previous quarter a year ago. So they're losing all kinds of money. But yet, if you look at this data right here, they don't care. So I don't know. It's just interesting stuff that I wanted to go over with you guys. I'd like to hear what you think about all this. What are your thoughts? How broke do you think a company needs to get before they turn the ship around all this stuff? Because to me, this should show you, should show a company that, hey, like, look, only a small little portion of people approve of this stuff. The majority of Americans are being turned off to all of this weird woke nonsense, but yet you don't seem to care. So, if people don't like cancel culture and if they're against the firing of Carano, why are they doubling down on it? It's interesting stuff, huh? So let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.